Welcome to the Gin Weekly Update for Friday, April 29th, 2016. I'm Joel Yeast. In this week's update, we will outline the new Gin Report, which comes out next week, highlight some of the events happening in your area in the next few weeks, a reminder about early bird registration for Dream Weekend, which ends tomorrow, and a lesson on taking a chance on you and learning to enjoy yourself through the process. Look for the new Gin Report, which will be out next week. This month, we have a feature on Mr. Brian Tracy, our keynote speaker for Dream Weekend Global Success Conference. Troy McClain gives his version of the familiar teaching on Know the Score. Blaine Aythorne talks about the right tools for success, plus articles from Ngub Ning, Neil Palace, Michelle Shenandoah Palace, Don and Melinda Boyer, plus so much more. Also, we're working on more monthly features for you in the Gin Report, such as something very special from our French members, Aline and Jean-Luc, that you could see as early as next month. Make the Gin Report required reading and look for the May edition, which is going to be in your inbox next week. There's a new Business Development Professional Certification course coming up next week in Seattle, Washington. Join Brett Labott on Thursday and Friday, May 5th and 6th, for this two-day course designed to build great businesses, plus success tools to help you thrive. Plus on Saturday, May 7th, join Troy McClain for a Be, Do, and Have It All. Those of you around the Chicago area, get ready for some essential gin training. And act fast because it's just around the corner. First, consider joining us for a two-day seminar that kicks off our Quadrant 2, Empower Life Coach Certification. That's here in Chicago, Illinois on Thursday and Friday, March 12th and 13th, featuring Joanne Lysiak. During this Empower Life Coach certification program, Joanne will train you to facilitate learning, growth, and personal development for yourself and allow you to help others. You will learn how to live the life you desire, realize your dreams, and define success on your terms. As well as you get to mentor others to do the same. You'll learn to identify and clear blocks that have been holding you back so you can create new beliefs and action steps that generate the results you desire. Then on Saturday, May 14th, also here in Chicago, Gin presents Be, Do, and Have. It's a unique training, unlike any other, with Blaine Aythorne and Troy McClain. You see, there are 10 pillars of success. Each pillar offers extensive training and strength. There's plenty of high-quality information and support from each of these pillars. However, the complete success recipe lies within the connectivity and relationships forming the entire foundation to your abundant life. Again, join our amazing Successful Life group in the urban, high-energy setting of Chicago, Illinois. First, for the Empower Life Coach Certification course with Joanne Lysiak, May 12th and 13th. Then on May 14th for the Be, Do, and Have program. Join us and have the collective energy of both of these amazing trainings here in the Windy City. As many of you know, the very talented artist Prince died last week. Whether or not you were a fan, it's hard to deny his talent and influence on the music industry. I grew up in the 80s when Prince was influencing a lot of music and art. I had enjoyed and respected his work, but never really considered myself a fan until I met JP. JP was a friend of mine. JP loved Prince, his music, his style, his way of entirely owning a genre and a sound and a look and a color. He owned a color. He owned purple. I was actually going to wear my purple tie today, and I kind of forgot to grab it from the house. But that's okay because purple belongs to Prince. JP was my friend, and he enjoyed Prince and bought every album he could get his hands on, along with the singles and the B-sides and the maxi singles with all the extended versions of all the songs and the alternate versions, and then other obscure songs. And then when those Prince movies came out, like Purple Rain, JP made sure that he had tickets and helped me appreciate his work as an artist and listen to the songs that I would normally never have even heard or considered. So I, too, became a fan. When I moved to Chicago for school, with distance and time, JP and I sort of grew apart as friends. Sometimes he would come up and visit, and we would go to the record store so we could find Prince music, or a poster or memorabilia that he didn't have. See, Prince was special to JP because Prince was a little different, and JP was a little different. Growing up in Iowa, to be a little different is not necessarily accepted. But when you have somebody like Prince backing you up, it's okay. So one time, JP came up just to see one of Prince's movies. He drove all the way to Chicago just to see Graffiti Bridge. Now, slowly over the years, like I mentioned, we drifted apart further and further, and we didn't speak as much. I graduated college and started working to support my dreams, and I wasn't making much money. I hadn't heard from JP for almost a year when I got a phone call from him saying that Prince was coming to Chicago to play a concert, and he wanted to come up and see him live with me. Well, tickets to the show were $100, and that was a lot. $100. See, I had a dilemma. I was just finishing college and working a lot, but not making a lot of money. I had bills and school loans and groceries and rent. I couldn't really afford to go to a $100 concert. $100 was a lot of money for me. And, as I said, my friend and I were drifting apart. But I thought about it. I thought that I should do the right thing and buy tickets to this show for the experience. I didn't put the ticket on a credit card to live beyond my means. I just adjusted some spending and everything worked out. What a great experience that was. We saw a fantastic concert. Prince was simply amazing live, singing and dancing and playing every instrument on the stage. I heard familiar songs and new songs that I'd never heard before, and a sound that was so unique and vibrant. It was one of the best concerts I'd ever seen, and easily the best performance I'd ever seen. I was so glad that I took that opportunity, that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, to see this show and spend time with an old friend. I made friendship a priority. I made experiences a priority. I stepped out of my comfort zone and did something worthwhile. I could tell you a few things about that year, the year that I saw that concert, and not one of them has to do anything with work or the mundane everyday of life. But I do remember the times with family and friends and the things I did to work towards my goals. And I remember that concert. I'll never forget that concert. I went there with my friend and had an amazing time. Sometimes an experience like that can be the perfect thing to reset your mundane thinking and propel an idea. You see, it was that concert, in fact, that helped shape my future. I had a conversation later with a teacher who also saw that same show and gave us a connection. It helped us form a bond and helped him keep me in mind for a future opening at the college, which 4 years later led me to a coveted teaching position at Columbia College, which helped shape my future even further. I've often talked to you about shaking things up in your daily or weekly routine to get you out of a rut. Doing the same things over and over again not necessarily is a good thing. Sometimes it's good to take a different route, wherever you're going, a different path, a different way of doing something. If you do that, you might just discover something new. You may just run into your next big thing. Finally, for those of you coming to Dream Weekend, Global Success Conference, if you want early bird pricing, you have to act very fast. Early bird pricing expires April 30th. As I'm recording this, that's tomorrow. It's at midnight Central Time, April 30th. Early bird ends. That gives you very little time to get the Dream Weekend event with a value of over $2,500 for the $347 price. Dream Weekend will feature dynamic training from some of the top speakers and trainers, including, but not limited to, Brian Tracy. Do not miss out on your opportunity to have an experience like never before. Take a chance on you. Well, that's the weekly update for Gin for Friday, April 29th, 2016. I'm Joel Yeast. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week.